Okay, so here is the final go-kart. I wanted to just go through a couple things with you because for those of you out there that are looking to build a go-kart from scratch, I bought some plans on the internet, but I got to tell you, probably halfway through, I started altering the plans because I didn't think the safety of the plans, when it came to building the strength of the kart, wasn't that great. And I'm going to show you a couple things here. So, first of all, I think some of the adjustments that I did, you got the steering rods here, that the plans called for a thinner rod, and what I ended up doing is I end up putting the plans call for just this one rod here, okay, which is the steering rod here, and then connects to the other side. So it was a thinner rod, so I thickened it. I went with a thicker rod, and I went with the second backup safety rod. So this one goes all the way straight across. So if anything was to happen with this rod, and if it was to break, this one would protect the wheels from just caving in and the go-kart spinning over, or flipping over. Some cool things that I also hooked up. Obviously, I hooked up some headlights. So I bought some LED lights at Pep Boys, which are very cool, and you can see those on right now. So that's cool. The brake, you're going to see some plans when you build your go-kart, and you're going to see this brake rod hooking up to the back brake drum. And they're going to be, a lot of the plans call for a very thin rod. I thickened that as well, so I went with a thicker rod just for a little bit more security. And also I put some neon lights here. I don't know if you could see that. We got some neon lights underneath the go-kart. That was my son's idea, but I thought it was a cool idea, so we went and hooked that up. I'm going to show you, and I got two switches here, one for the neon lights and one for the headlights. I'll show you the battery pack in the back where I put that together, so that's kind of cool. The steering wheel, I just bought that off eBay, kind of a cool little steering wheel. And the brake and gas pedals, the plans just called for just this rod. If you look at this rod here, as your brake and gas pedals. So what I ended up doing is I used some of this diamond plate metal that I bought, and I ended up just cutting some pieces and just welding it on. If you can see there, I just welded these pieces on, so they just made one solid piece on both sides. So I thought that was kind of a cool little enhancement. This was something I added as well. This is just it looks kind of cool because it matches the go-kart, but that's for anyone that is a passenger in the go-kart. They have somewhere to put their feet. So it's a little feet rest, I guess, so they're not laying their feet on top of the steering rods. I end up doing just some wood frames for the seats, and then my wife is quite talented, so she put some padding in there and sewed the design that you see, and that's just covered, with vinyl fabric that covered the seat. So that's really cool. Another feature that was not in the plans, which I highly suggest, is seat belts. I put these up on eBay, really inexpensive, probably like $7 or something like that. And if you notice, all I had to do with the seat belts is just weld on some, and these are all like grade 8 bolts or higher. Very strong bolts, so there's no problem that these bolts are going to break. And just welded those on there. And you can see the brackets for the back seats, just welded. I bent some, I don't know, it's 1/4 inch metal, I think there. Just bent it, welded it on, and put some bolts on there. So pretty easy. What else did I want to show you here? Oh, really important. This motor, this is just a motor I bought at Harbor Freight. It has an on-off switch, but my son had a little accident, and so I had to readjust this. So I end up bypassing the kill switch here, which you can see right there, and running it up, and I just have this little kill switch that's right next to the steering wheel. So now this, this will hit, as long as you hold that down, it's going to shut the go-kart off, just in case of any emergency that you have to shut the go-kart off while you're riding it. And you can see the back piece here, real simple. I just bypassed it here and just hooked it up to the kill switch. Okay. And then here's the battery case I was telling you about. That just holds the two batteries. This is a little 12-volt battery, and this is a little 6-volt. The 6 volts for the headlights, 12 volts for the neon lights, and you could charge these up and it probably can last a whole month or longer without having to recharge it. So that's pretty cool. And I just bought this little case at this here I just bought at Staples, I think. It's just a plastic storage case, and drilled a few holes and put those on there so you can see. This little bolt, I bought this off the internet, which holds the flag. Once again, simple weld the bottom part on. As you tighten this, it holds the flag in. Here's the pole, and you can see that's for safety reasons. Want to have a flag, especially if you're driving through any neighborhood, to protect yourself. And down here is your brake drum. Oh, you know this, I just went to a local sheet metal shop and picked up a piece of sheet metal and just asked them to bend it. So just in case, it's a little chain guard, just in case this chain breaks while you're driving, or the clutch. And all I did here, if you can see again, I just bent some brackets, welded them on very carefully because it's very thin, and just screwed it right onto the motor. So I don't know if I'm forgetting anything. I think that's it. Oh, lastly, these rails. These were not on the plans as well. So I just bent some rod, put these on both sides, if you can see, because I was driving with my son one day. He made a quick left turn and I fell out of the go-kart. So this is just something you can hold on to so you don't fall out of the go-kart. Pretty cool stuff. Simple things as you start building, but makes it a lot safer. So anyway, I hope you enjoy it. If you have any questions on building this go-kart or your go-kart, just send me an email. Okay, thanks.